everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. If you've been drawn to this reading, this is literally the only deck that I was guided to use for this particular batch of readings for each sign. So it's called Soul Lovers and Separation. This is for those of you who feel very connected to a person, regardless of where you are at on the journey, more than likely at a distance from one another. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what presents itself here. I am going to bring forward 3 different scenarios. So you get to choose which scenario you're most guided towards, okay? And let's take a look and see, based off of what you choose, if I'm able to tap into your situation, your journey. And if not, feel free to go ahead and, view all of the other scenarios that are coming through for this batch of readings. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Hello, Aquarius. All right, guys, so take a look at these 3 cards right here, and feel free to go ahead and pause the video if you need more time to think as to which one you're going to choose. And then I'll go ahead and start. Okay, so I have no idea, like all the other signs that I've already completed. I purposely did not look at the messages that came through. I was shuffling and not even looking at my desk as they were just coming out of my deck. So we're all going to find out together what the messages are. All right, so choose whichever one you are most guided towards, and let's begin, Aquarius. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what it is that you need to know when it comes to soul lovers and separation for those of you who are currently not together. All right, so let's begin. So here we are. If you chose number 1, this is the message. Here we go. No matter how complicated this gets, I won't ever give up on you or us. So right off the bat, we're already seeing that it is a complicated situation. So let's go ahead and grab some tarot to clarify and see what is going on here between you and this person. Okay. All right, so for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. And for those who are cross-watching as well, let's go ahead and see when it comes to message number 1. They're not ready to give up on the connection, but it is coming through as something super complicated. So what is needing to come forward here? General, as always, guys, keep the parts of it that make sense and release the rest. Okay. We have the 3 of Wands. Okay, so whenever I see this image, it reminds me of somebody that's just looking towards the horizon, looking at what's ahead rather than what the past might actually represent. Look at this. We have the 4 of Wands that is followed by the Death card. Now, for some of you guys, maybe you are thinking of a Scorpio. You could have Scorpio in your chart as well. This could also be, if you are thinking about a particular someone, of course, for this reading, they could be your twin flame. If that is the case, this person might be hoping certainly for a reunion, to be able to see you again, despite the fact that the relationship ended and you guys are not together in the physical sense right now. Wow. Even though something ended, when we see the Death card, as we can see, endings and beginnings. So something needed to phase out in order to bring something new in, a new cycle. So hopefully the part that's phasing out has to do with this complicated situation here. So we've got the 4 of Swords. We've got the Ace of Swords coming through as well. Maybe the time apart has served you both well. And what I mean by that is, sometimes when we're together and we're dealing with something pretty intense and complicating the relationship, the only way to work through it is to be apart from each other, so that you can just focus on where you're at in your own heart. They can focus on where they're at, and you guys just ultimately have to figure things out on your own for yourself. So I feel the time alone, the time apart, could be a blessing in disguise for this one. I feel there certainly is the opportunity to have a new chapter coming in here. And look at the next card. We've got the Fool. Okay, so a fresh start. And again, the separation, I feel, needed to happen in order to maybe give you both a clearer mind as to what it is that you're wanting to manifest here. Divine Feminine, if you are in separation from your masculine, it seems that they are getting ready to take action. Remember, they're not ready to give up on the two of you. So we have a masculine here who's ready to do something about this separation. They still believe in the relationship. Six of Wands. You know, it's like crossing that finish line, knowing that there is victory at the end of that journey. Let me grab another. Yeah, look at that. Two of Cups. Part of the reason why they're not ready to give up on this relationship is because they still have so much love for you. And, you know, nobody's perfect. I feel they could have had their fair share of mistakes that they made, you know, and maybe you feel that way as well. But their heart is still filled with love for you. Let's grab another here. For Aquarius, scenario number 1. More masculine energy. We've got the King of Pentacles. Look at this. Knight of Cups. Now, for some of you, the person that you might be thinking about, especially if you are Divine Feminine, focusing on a masculine, for some of you guys, and I am possibly feeling age gaps for some, you know, maybe the masculine is way older than the feminine, but it could be reversed as well. Maybe the feminine is much older than the masculine. But I'm feeling very positive energies regardless of that. You know, I'm feeling nothing but good energies when it comes to the Divine Masculine doing whatever is necessary to fix things here for the two of you. Maybe through this new beginning, this new chapter, you might find Divine Feminine that it's very romantic, that you find your masculine to not be wishy-washy. They know what they want. And if what they're wanting is you, they're going to make it very clear that they do want to build a life with you. I feel through this reconnection with your masculine, you'll also see some pretty major changes in their life. Maybe they're doing a lot better financially. Maybe they've really established themselves in their career. You know, they could have been wishy-washy in that way as well. You guys could have been fighting about money and, you know, bickering about that. There could have also been some drama that ensued, whether it was third party or something else going on that caused you guys to maybe have disagreements and arguments there. But I feel that with this masculine coming in with so many great qualities, that this really has the potential. Okay, look at the next card. Actually, look at the next two cards. We've got the King of Cups that is followed by the Queen of Cups. So this might resonate heavily for those of you who have water in your chart, especially, you know, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. You guys are coming through as a perfect match, divine counterparts here. And maybe Divine Feminine, you know, you're picking up off of this energy from your masculine, and your masculine could be thinking a lot about you at this point in time as well. You know, I just am feeling here that we have a masculine who's really going to step it up. And last card, look at that. You've got the Ten of Cups. That fairy tale ending. It's almost like this unbelievable dream that could still manifest despite some of the issues that you guys might have experienced in the relationship. So I really like this message. If you chose number 1, I feel there could be a reunion. Okay. Possibly maybe next month or even before the end of the year. There could be a possibility of communication from your person. So that was really nice. Let's go ahead and grab the second card. So again, I haven't seen this. If you chose number 2, here is the message. I don't expect you to be perfect. I love your perfect imperfections because they make my life as perfect as one can imagine. So I'm kind of feeling here, if you chose number 2, you know, of course, there's no perfect relationship. Nobody is perfect, but they still see you maybe as their perfect match, okay? Despite some of the obstacles that might have separated the two of you. That is how they see you. So let's grab some tarot here for number 2 and see what this is about. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on Aquarius, soul lovers and separation. All right, general advice as always, guys. Take the bits and parts of it that make sense and release the rest. All right, soul lovers in separation, Aquarius. They see you as their perfect match. All right, so we do have the Two of Swords, though. Can't ignore that one. So for now, things seem to be kind of stuck. You know, maybe you haven't heard from this person in a while. Maybe there has been no communication, no movement in the 3D especially. But look at the next card here. Okay, we've got the Fool. Look at the next card. We've got the Star representing your own Aquarius energy. So if, let's just say, you are focused on a person that you're not with currently, okay, you still have love in your heart for them. Maybe you have not spoken, haven't seen each other in a very long time. What it is that I'm picking up off of your heart space, Aquarius, is that you would love to be able to hit that reset button and start again. I feel that there's a part of you that's still being guided towards this person. It's almost like, you know, maybe you have met other people, maybe you've talked to other people, but you always go back to this one. There's something very special about this connection. Look at that. You've got the Magician. Now, for some of you, maybe the person you're thinking about could be Gemini or even Virgo here. So you're wanting to manifest something in the 3D when it comes to this love connection here, Aquarius. That's how it's coming forward. But for now, you know, we do have a stalemate situation here. Because at the end of the day, they're going to have to want the same thing that you do, you know? So is that possible for you guys to get onto the same page? So let's see. That's giving us an indication of what's in your heart space. All right, so we've got the Judgment. It's in the reverse though. So I'm feeling part of the reason for the stagnant energy that's presenting itself here is you might be thinking about them and wanting to maybe reconnect and get back together, but maybe they're not open to it quite yet, which is why there has been no movement, no communication. So this can also represent self-doubt, a lack of self-awareness, or even self-hate for some people. So maybe they've got to work through their own issues first. Okay, let's see. Seven of Wands, territorial, okay. They could also be feeling quite defensive at this point right now. Not quite sure, you know, if they're ready to move forward here. So that explains why things are stuck. All right, what else? What else for number 2? High Priestess, Divine Feminine. You know, if you haven't heard from your masculine, as I mentioned, and maybe for some of you guys, maybe it's been years. For others, maybe it's been more of a recent separation. But, you know, you have to trust the wisdom that you've actually gained as a result of dealing with this person. Whenever I see the High Priestess, it's something that you need to really trust when it comes to your own intuition, your heart, what feels right in your heart when it comes to this person, despite what you're seeing in the 3D, you know? All right, what else for number 2 here? Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got the King of Cups, but this one was coming through in the reverse. Okay, so now if that's the situation, maybe things are a little bit cold between you and your masculine, which kind of makes sense. So Divine Feminine, I feel you're more open to the idea of talking to your masculine, interacting with your masculine, but you know, they're unawakened at this point. So things are a bit cold when it comes to their energy. Can that change? Absolutely. But for now, it's not moving. What else for number 2? Yeah, Six of Pentacles is, of course, down to two people who are just as invested in the relationship, you know, equality, equal give and take. But I'm feeling that that's not happening because we have a masculine who's not ready to go in that direction. I'm also feeling that if they forced themselves to come back or to start things up again, you guys might actually have some challenges there because they're not in it for the right reasons. So that's just something to be mindful of. We do have the Ace of Cups. I feel, especially for my feminines, this is a really good time for you to just focus on yourself. Whenever I see the Ace of Cups in a reading, and if things are a little bit unbalanced between two people, then for you, Divine Feminine, I feel it's your time to really focus on self-love, to be able to give back to yourself. And the masculine needs to do the same. But, you know, I'm just kind of feeling they're not in that type of mentality right now. And when the time is right, perhaps they can reach out and they can come towards you and communicate. But, you know, things really are not moving right now with that Two of Swords. Oh, this gets real interesting here, guys. All right, so even though you guys are not on the same page, we clearly see that. I'm feeling for my feminines that, for now anyway, there's a part of you that's still pining for your masculine, still wondering, you know, can this work out? Can we get back together? I feel that you want that if you relate to this. However, if your masculine takes their time, or if they're not doing the work on themselves at all, if they're not even making an effort to focus on their own growth or to be able to fill their own cup if it's empty right now, by the time they figure all of that out, it may be too late, meaning that you would have already possibly moved on to somebody else, Divine Feminine, and all of a sudden, you know, it's like they get that light bulb, that green light to reach out and to finally do something about this. And by the time they realize that, they're going to find out that you're no longer interested. So this right here can represent something that might occur later on. I don't feel they're here quite yet. You know, these regrets will come later, I feel, especially once they realize they're ready. You know, especially if we have a masculine here who's able to bring this cup in the upright, because this is a masculine ready to offer that cup to the feminine. But it's not happening right now. Things are cold. So I feel that this will come later if they wait too long, or if they just don't do anything about it. That is what I'm getting for this particular message. You know, it's like the universe is here, handing this connection another chance to possibly work things out, but they're closed off to it. And so after a while, this will turn into this. You know, it's no longer open. It's done. Missed out on that opportunity, which reflects the energy of the Four of Cups. So this one, it's going to require some time, guys, to see how this all plays out. But I feel that, Divine Feminine, if you give yourself a definitive amount of time, let's just say 3 months from now, let's say end of this year, and you're not seeing any sort of movement or communication from your person, then part of the energy here is for you to move on. You know, to just focus on yourself, fill that cup for yourself, and you will be able to attract the right person. And I'm telling you, once you're on that path, your masculine might suddenly wake up and realize, okay, I better do something about this or I'm going to miss out. But by the time they realize that, they've already missed out. And that's where these huge regrets will come in for them later. That's what I'm getting for that one. Oh my goodness, that comes down to divine timing. Big time. All right, so if you chose number 2, and if that made sense for you, just see how it plays out. This one requires more time. All right, guys, so if you chose number 3, here is the message. When I miss you, I don't have to go far. I just have to look within my heart and soul, because that's where you are. So they're already acknowledging here that they do miss you. Okay, so do you miss them too? That certainly is possible. You know, this is focused on soul lovers and separation, and you were drawn to this reading for a reason. All right, let's see what else for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or cross watchers for Aquarius. So you're very much a part of their heart. You're still in their heart. You're still in their thoughts. They miss you. All right, for soul lovers and separation for number 3. Well, whatever happened between the two of you got people talking. Curiosity, petty gossip. You know, it could have been an affair. It could have been something challenging here that other people found out about. 8 of Pentacles. So I'm kind of feeling when it comes to this person, you know, especially, of course, it depends on where you're at as far as how this is presenting itself. I feel that if you really saw this person, you were passionate about them, the connection, you really saw a future with them, but maybe they didn't feel the same way. Let's see. What else for number 3? Look at that, 2 of Cups. Look at the next card here, guys. We've got the Star representing your own Aquarius energy. So part of the interpretation here is that you have love for this person, or at one point in time you did. But something occurred here that might have separated the two of you because it was either an affair or a third party or some drama that was going on here where other people were talking about it. So what is that? What else for number 3? And also Aquarius, you know, we've got 7 of Pentacles. I feel that you could have been dealing with a person that you were certainly very attracted to. Maybe you fell in love with this person, you know, love at first sight, that sort of thing. But I feel a very different experience coming forward from this person who misses you. You know, it reminds me of the whole the tables have turned scenario where, you know, you guys completely switched perspectives here. So if they pulled away from you, I feel the tables have turned there. So maybe it got to a point where you pulled away also. And now that they're realizing that, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. That could be why they're thinking about you. That could be why they're still thinking about you all of a sudden. Look at this. We've got the 4 of Wands. Now you might find that this could be a twin flame attraction, twin flame connection. Maybe your twin needed more time to figure themselves out, needing particular lessons here. So whatever's going on between the two of you and why you're in separation, this cannot be resolved in a day. It can't be resolved in a week or even a month. There's something coming through here that it's going to require a lot of work for both of you to be able to find your way back to each other. But somebody wants a reunion here. What else for number 3? You could be thinking of Leo as well. So we've got the Sun. There's potential for a positive outcome here, regardless of whatever happened to separate the two of you, Aquarius. But it's going to take time here, okay? It's not going to happen right away. I feel this person is still guided to reach out to you. You guys could have been dealing with somebody that certainly could have been a lot of fun to hang out with. You know, you guys had some good times, but they also weren't the type to settle down. They also weren't the type to just be exclusive. So that could have been the problem. And here we are with the Divine Feminine. Whenever we see that Queen of Swords showing up, representing the feminine, I feel that we have a feminine that took action. And if things just weren't working out, or if it was lopsided energy, or if one person wasn't investing their time fully, if they were cheating, if they had one foot out the door, whatever the case might have been, then Divine Feminine, you're showing up as somebody that took action and more than likely ended things with your person here. That could be why you're in separation. You know, what I'm kind of hearing here is, okay, you want your fun, you want your space. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and give that to you. And maybe they weren't expecting you to give them the freedom and the time to figure things out. Oh, yeah. We've got the Tower. Part of the reason for the Tower is because they weren't being real. They weren't being honest with you. And so I feel, my feminines, you figured that out real quick and decided to end things or cut your masculine out. You set them straight. You know, you pretty much told them, it's like, I am not going to be putting up with that nonsense. You either want to be with me or not, you know. If you want to be out there exploring your options, then go explore. But my feminines, you weren't going to be putting up, you know, being second fiddle or just accepting crumbs from your masculine. That wasn't going to happen. Oh yeah, the tables have turned. Okay, Nine of Swords, paranoia, nightmares, they can't sleep, they're thinking about you. You know, when I miss you, I don't have to go far, I just have to look within my heart and soul, because that's where you are. You're a part of their thoughts, you're a part of their dreams, but it starts off as a great dream turning into a nightmare whenever I see that card. They're feeling anxious, they're feeling depressed. You know, and now we've got the Five of Cups right next to that. Fives in and of itself can represent challenges and adversity in tarot. So I can't help but feel, just based off of what I'm seeing here, the person that you are in separation from, they regret the fact that you guys are in separation. They regret the fact that they might have done something or said something to create this Tower. And part of the reason why that is because they were coming from a place of inauthenticity. They were lying. They weren't telling you the truth. They were being deceptive. So now they're kind of beating themselves up over that. Like, why did I do that? Because I lost the love of my life. That's how they see you, I feel. They want nothing more than to start again. Are you willing to accept them back in? That's the question. So you might find that this person reaches out. They perhaps know that they are the reason why you guys are not together, but they want another chance. Will you give them that chance? Okay, so it falls on the feminines. Look at this. Here's our Empress, Divine Feminine. So there is the possibility of having a new beginning here, of having a positive outcome to number 3. But, you know, I feel, Divine Feminine, in this particular scenario, you hold the cards here. You guys are in charge of the direction that this goes. You are actually the catalyst to whether or not the door will open or that door will remain closed. That is what I've got for number 3. So we have a masculine who might have a bit of a struggle trying to convince the feminine that this is worth a second chance. So, you know, if they really want this, then they're going to have to be persistent. That's what I have for that. All right, guys, so I will leave that there. Hopefully in one of these 3 messages, there was something that really spoke to you about your situation. If you are interested in getting your own reading, that info is down below in the description box, and I will link all of these decks down below as well. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you in the next one. Take care.